My name is Bill DeMail. I'm the chair of the select board in Newbury, and glad to be here today to enjoy this event, okay? It's a celebration of life, as far as I'm concerned. Every time I drive down this causeway, mentally, I won't see something, I'll miss it, but I know about it, I remember it. And if you look around this room at all the different artifacts that people have, it's amazing. I mean, the residents, the house sat in the town of Newbury, but it was, the pink house was everybody's house, okay? Not just Newbury, Newburyport, people from out of state, okay? It was incredible, incredible draw. And it was just a great, great, great thing. So thank you very much for being here. There are a lot of things happening. There are a lot of suppliers that are actually featuring pink house bagels, pink house cupcakes, and I was told this afternoon that the paint company in Newburyport now has a color of paint which is called Pink House Newbury. Okay. And to support the Pink House board member, Kelly Page, asked them to match that color of the house. So that's pretty incredible. So if you want your house to replicate the color of the pink house, you know where to go. Okay. Oh, and one thing, if you would, just silence your cell phones, okay, for respect to the speakers that are going to follow me. First, I'd like to introduce Bruce Scott. Bruce, the Scott family lived in that house for about 50 years. He grew up there. Bruce grew up there with two siblings, and if you read about it, he had some interesting essays in the Newburyport Daily News, who published over several weeks, and I understand he's writing a book as well. Bruce got married in the pink house in the backyard with his wife, who is Linda, who's also here. Hi, Linda. Thank you for being here. So, Bruce would like to speak now, okay?
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. It's great to be here at this wonderful celebration. As you can tell, I brought notes to keep myself on point. I'm the lead-off speaker, no pressure, so I needed the notes. Thank you for being here at this happy birthday, 100th Pink House birthday party. Wow. I'd like to recognize the many dignitaries that are here today around us that said it was important. They showed up. They really cared. I'd like to recognize and support the Pink House team and so many others, and apologies in advance for those I may have not mentioned. They contributed so much for their care for this place. It's amazing to see the town show some love for this place and adopt it and become a part of it. It's part of your family too, just like part of my family. I'd like to recognize the effort and the people who put this event together from scratch, starting over a year ago. This is a remarkable local story, a regional story, a state story, a New England story about its rich character. I was asked to say a few words today. I'm a local kid from out here is all. Sometimes referred to now as that Pink House man. I'm but one of the band of the Pink House Four Musketeers with my three siblings, Mark, Julie, and Craig, completing the team. They send their birthday wishes and apologies that they couldn't be here today. It's an honor to be here. The house is a thread in the fabric of your lives, of our lives, and to this region, and for all who care. Dare I say I'm a humbled participant to see our old home of 50 years we were but a chapter of, paid homage to, with the 100th birthday party. Remarkable to be involved. My parents would be over the moon. Well, it wasn't all that back then. Mom loved art, and I've got a piece of her art over here showing you a wintry day and what the house looked like when we moved in. I brought some art of my own mostly already painted, using ink and words. As a storyteller, I want to share with you, my friends, this excerpt from my new book. It will be published called The Pink House Tales. I'm doing a self-plug here. There's a card around, you may see. This ode to the Pink House will take but a few ticks and talks of your heart. To honor the Pink House, I've shown up in my blues to report an ode about a place in the news. Something is missing. The causeway is lopsided and heavy now with all the houses on its north. A naked spot remains on the south side of it out of balance, surrounded by bushes, all looking at the void at the end of the driveway to nowhere. The daily navigation to marker to pass by every day has vanished but for memory and pictures all around us. One of the lights of joy in this little New England town has been snuffed out, but not really if you look around. Something is missing pulls at the mind and the heart when passing by, expecting the house's image not there now, when it always stood to greet everyone against the wind and the tide to the end. No more is there your friend. A grief and lament will ache for a bit for the loss that did not need to happen. Condolences and sympathies from the heart for our loss, dear friends. You got the Pink House Blues, and you hear a harmonica and a raspy voice sing, y'all got the blues today. But that was then, and this is now. Smile and celebrate, I say. Don't get down. Get up and celebrate this momentous birthday in our town. Kick up in heels and smile and celebrate. And deserving tributes will be given to the house and to the big community connection to it. You tried your very best. Now a new osprey home erected on the marsh has been occupied there. And there's a new nest. Our parents, Milton and Juliet, reincarnated as ospreys, raising a new brood. The view all around them and to the south is expansive, as it always has been, with plenty of space. We have been fortunate witnesses to this special place. May Plumbush Downs continue with the rhythm of the tides and the stunning sunrises and sunsets. With the wind blowing over the wild marshes, with the bugs and the birds for company with no regrets. Even when something is missing, the peace of the quiet salt marshes, with time and nature will take over to heal all. And now, onto a magnificent 100th birthday house party. This is Bruce Stott in the cupola, signing off from WTPH, live atop the Pink House. But I appreciate your listening, and after that, now I am speechless. Then we can turn this over to our MC now. Thank you very much.
Bruce, thank you very much. It was an extremely fabulous piece that you read for us. It was incredible. Next, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Newburyport, Sean Reardon.
So I'm batting second, so I have to move the runner over here. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled for the turnout. I do have a citation to read. Today we honor the centennial of the Pink House, built in 1925. This beloved landmark quietly reached its 100th birthday earlier this year, before its demolition on March 11th. For generations, the Pink House was more than just a structure. It was part of what made Massachusetts special. Its elegant silhouette, standing alone on the south side of the road to the sea, became an icon of the Newburyport area, capturing the hearts of locals and visitors alike. It inspired countless artists, photographers, and storytellers, and welcomed travelers to Plum Island, to summer, to joyful times, and lifelong memories. As much a part of the landscape as the marshes and tides, the Pink House played a quiet but powerful role in the region's culture and economy. Today, though the house itself is gone, its image and spirit endure, etched into the collective memory of a community that loved it dearly. On behalf of the City of Newburyport, it's my honor as mayor to acknowledge the Pink House's centennial and to remember and celebrate its 100 years of grace, mystery, and magic. I hereby present to you the Board of Support the Pink House Incorporated a citation from the city given under my hand and seal this 14th day of June in the year 2025. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker will be Representative Kristen Kasman.
Hello, thank you so much for having me here today on this wonderful, this occasion of the 100th anniversary of the Pink House, and the iconic Pink House that has brought so many to this area, and not only to just enjoy the Pink House, but to really be an economic driver as well as a driver to Plum Island and this whole area, and to experience what is so great about this community and the marsh and the beaches and all of you and who live here. So I just want to say, thank you so much to the support the Pink House. I entered this journey only a few years ago, and this 10-year journey that I know has been to save the Pink House, and it's been an effort of so much learning about this place and this special place and this history that is really what has been already said, but the fabric of Plum Island and part of Newbury. So I just want to say thank you to the Support the Pink House, all of those that volunteered, and to be part of this most recent effort that with Senator Tarr and with the governor's team, as well with the Support the Pink House, as well as our federal delegation, and really see so many come out and tell the story of this place that now I know we've lost, but really does live on in all of us. And Bruce Stott, thank you so much for your words, and looking forward to the stories of this place, as well as so much of this iconic pieces of art in so many forms, photography or paintings or sculpture. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, and looking for this moment and being able to come together to really celebrate what the Pink House was and meant to all of us. Thank you.
And now, the second Bruce, Senator Bruce Tarr.
Well, thank you very much, Bill, and it is really, really a joy to be here with all of you today. Returning to the place here, always offered to us by the Pitta Hall and the Pitta Association, a gathering place where in so many cases we were brought together with meetings where we gave it our best, where we expressed the importance of the Pink House, the reason that it was important as an icon that represented part of our culture and part of our soul, the reason that it was part of our economy, the reason that it was part of something that we could all believe in. And in this room, in so many instances, you all came and you gave it your best. And that is something that's very important about this entire effort, because it proved once again that when you believe in something, you can get together, you can work together, and there's no limit to what you can achieve. And that is now part of the legacy of the Pink House. It's true that we no longer have this building that we all love. And now there's nothing we can do about that. But what we can do is remember those days when we saw the very best in all of us. When we saw our resourcefulness, our creativity, our advocacy, and those things are not going away. So what it's for us to do is remember that we can do it again and again and again. The first 100 years of the Pink House were in large part about a structure. The next 100 years are about how we preserve and continue that legacy of working together. And in many ways, while the Pink House was a structure, and structures in time can fade, become weak, sometimes go away, a mindset and a belief in each other can last forever. And that is the most important thing about everything that's happening here today. The expressions in art, in photography, in words like the poem that Bruce read. And by the way, we need to give Bruce another round of applause for sharing his story. And the fact that at brought together to work together by this house. All of you worked so hard. The folks that stepped up to the plate, the mayor, the city council in Newburyport, the board of selectmen in Salisbury, the select board in Newbury, my colleague, State Representative Kasner, and when we needed her most, the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts stood up and said, I will put the full weight of our state behind this effort. We didn't get exactly the result that we wanted, but I want us to think about today the result that we got. The shining example of civic engagement, believing in something bigger than yourself, and being willing to carry that forward. And perhaps, Bill, with that new paint, if we all take a brush and put a stripe on our house, it will signal that we're all still together. And so I want us to think about something. I want us to realize that now the Pink House is a state of mind, an enduring, fortifying, energizing, inspiring state of mind. And I want us all to think pink, right? So what are we going to do when we're having a bad day and we're a little bit depressed and we want to be inspired? We're going to think pink. What are we going to do when somebody presents us with a challenge that other people would walk away from? We're going to think pink. What are we going to do when we need to remember how blessed we are to have the natural resources around us and how we need to be good stewards in the face of climate change and sea level rise? We're going to think pink. And what are we going to do when somebody says, what part of the world do you come from? And we want to say just how special this place where we live is. We're going to think pink. That's right. And if you do that, and if we continue to do that, this legacy will continue. It will yield dividends for years to come. It will fortify our souls, and it will make sure that what we have gained in this process is much greater than what we have lost. And I want to take a minute, and the number one pink thinker in this region is Rochelle. And Rochelle, I want you to join me up here. Now I want to tell you, I met Rochelle a number of years ago when she burst into my office at the State House. She pulled up a chair. She contorted herself into what seemed like 100 yoga poses sitting in that chair while we were discussing the Pink House. But she was inspiring because she believed in something for all the right reasons. And she wanted to make it happen. And I don't think there's a day that went by where part of Rochelle's life was not dedicated to supporting the Pink House. She talked to everyone she possibly could. She spent hours putting together documentation. She rallied everyone. She built an organization with at least 1,000 supporters. And she really became the personality and the face of this effort. And we can never, never repay the debt of gratitude that we owe Rochelle. I'm going to tell you, I am going to put your phone number in a different place in my cell phone now because you wore out the priority place. But that's okay, because every time Rochelle called, I knew two things were true. Number one, I needed to sit down because it was being a long conversation. And number two, there was going to be an ask that I hope I could be worthy of. So, Rochelle, I have a citation from myself and my colleagues in the Senate. And again, we all owe you such a deep debt of gratitude. You never gave up, you never faltered, you never wavered, and you always remembered that this could only be done with a team. And look at the team that you built. And your board, absolutely. Yeah, we did that. So Rochelle, Rochelle, this is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the State Senate, and it's an official citation, and it reads, "Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its congratulations to support the Pink House Incorporated in recognition of preserving the legacy of the Pink House and celebrating its 100th anniversary. And be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate and attested to, and a copy thereof transmitted by our clerk. And this is signed by our Senate President, Karen Spilka. It's attested to by our clerk, Michael Healey, and I'm proud to offer it on June 14th of 2025, on Flag Day, when we celebrate so much about what is good about America. And what is good about America is right in this room. And it was galvanized. Rochelle, I expect it'll be at least a couple of days before you call me, but I'll be ready. Congratulations. And thank you all very much for the honor of being part of this effort with everyone up here. It's truly been that, and I look forward to the next thing that we'll take on. But remember, always think pink.
Bruce, what's your address? I can be there sometime next week with 4 or 5 people, paint brushes.
You're always welcome, Bill. And Rochelle can bring quiche.
Sounds good. It's my honor to introduce to you the Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Laura Healey.
Boy, it's such an honor to be here today. It is very hard to follow our great Senator Bruce Tarr. I'm going to try. Thank you so much, Bruce. Thank you as well to Rep. Kasner, Mayor Reardon, all who are here, members of the Select Board, including the folks who are here and some who are not here, folks from the city. It's really cool to see so many people out today on what is a little bit of a drizzly day, but to see people turn out for this incredibly important birthday. And it is a birthday. It's a celebration today. It's a celebration, and I look around, I see all the small business owners. I was just given the pamphlet, it's super cool, of all the Pink House goings on, right? And the ways that people are going to be able to celebrate the Pink House through what they drink and eat and consume and purchase, right? And buy as gifts for one another. It's really, really special. And I do say I love, is it Porky and Paper? Who's doing yeah, it's awesome, right? Awesome, what a cool thing. And that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how the Historical Society is going to feel about those pink stripes, but I think it's a pretty cool idea. To everybody, Rochelle was rightly recognized. I spent a lot of time on the phone with Rochelle and read a lot of materials that she had provided to me and to my team. And I want to thank, from my team, Alethea Rebella-Pradas, who spent a lot of time on this and worked really hard. We had hoped for a better outcome, a different outcome. But I want to just thank everybody for their advocacy. And I think what Senator Tarr had to say was just a beautiful description about what that's about, how important it is, especially in this time. So to everyone who contributed your voice, your time, your passion, thank you. We're a stronger community, we're a stronger state for it. I also was thinking about what you talked about with structures and how, physical structures may move or go or change shape. But the places that those structures hold in our heart are very permanent. And I'm actually thinking about, because I'm here, thinking about people that I've lost in my life. My grandmother My family, some of you know, we started out here in 1636 on the Parker River, and my grandparents, set up shop, will continue to live here, as family generations before them had. And my grandmother used to tell stories about Bummer's Rock. She'd come a ride down to the beach as a young girl, and later on would take me beach plum picking down Plum Island. And so, every time I'm here, I don't know about you, people you've loved, people you've lost, they're with us, right? I think about my grandfather teaching us to swim right off the point and blueberry picking down here. I think about my uncle who used to work at the airport, just up the way. And people who are no longer with us, but are with us. And I think in the same way that the Pink House is always going to be with us and will always mean something really special and something powerful. And I am here as somebody who loved the Pink House from the time I was a little girl, driving by it, and I will cherish the memories that I have with the Pink House. I'm also here as your governor. I'm here as your governor to say how much I appreciate the passion that you've brought to this cause. The passion is what makes community work. It's what I love and value about our state. People who come forward and care. If anyone asks, why do you care so much about the Pink House? Why do you care? I would say when we stop caring about things in our community, we're in trouble. And when we stop caring about the things that make life beautiful and create special images and feelings for us, when we stop caring about the things that inspire us, we're in trouble. We're a poor society for it. The legacy of the Pink House is that we cared enough, you cared enough about it. And in doing so, you brought people together, you grew and built community, and it will always remain a part of the history and the culture and the fabric of this region and of this state. We know that the Pink House is going to live on in poems and paintings and photographs. It lives on in our hearts. It lives on in our hearts. You are celebrating Flag Day to no end, my friend. It's just going all the time. I love it. I love it.
That was to reinforce your remarks, Governor.
Appreciate that. Yes. The passion of the Pink House and what it brings out. And the relationships, right, that have been fostered, that have been built in this room. I hope those relationships continue. I hope that we continue to work together as a community. I want that not just for this region, I want that for our state. And I see what is possible when people bring their goodwill, their energy, their passion, and their care together for a purpose. And so much good can come from that. That, to me, is the lesson of the Pink House. And it is something that will be a lesson that will strengthen our state for years to come. Now, I also have the opportunity as governor and the honor as governor to present a proclamation. Okay, we don't do these every day, actually, the governor's proclamation, but we're doing one today to commemorate Pink House Centennial Celebration Day. And I will just read, whereas the Pink House was a beloved fixture on Plum Island for 100 years and remains a special part of the history, culture, and fabric of Greater Newbury and Newburyport. Whereas in June 1925, Gertrude Cutter purchased the Pink House property from Abby K. Little, and whereas the Pink House was then built, and by November 1925, the first of several families to move in and make it a home was Gertrude Cutter's son, Harry, and his wife, Ruth Morin, and their 2-year-old son, Harry Jr. And 35 years after, the last family to live in the house was the Stott family, who owned the house for nearly 50 years, whereas the Pink House is included in the inventory of historic and archaeological assets of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and was considered historically significant for its architecture and associations. And the Pink House reached its 100th year in 2025 through the incredible efforts of over 100 people who succeeded in keeping it standing for an additional decade. I think that number is well, actually, over the thousands. That may be a correction I may need to make. In which it inspired artists of all kinds, served area businesses, and drew in visitors worldwide, proving the Pink House to be of integral benefit to our region's economy. And whereas the iconic nature of the Pink House will continue to inspire and be celebrated community-wide at its centennial celebration, as well as through future events and memorializations. And whereas today we usher in a new era of honoring the Pink House's legacy as an enduring part of the history of this region, the Commonwealth, and New England. I, Maura T. Healey, Governor of the Commonwealth, do hereby proclaim June 14th, 2025 to be Pink House Centennial Celebration Day. All right, we'll have, come on in. Is everybody in that? All right, got you.
Right here, please. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more.
All right.
And 1, 2, 3. Great.
All right, we'll have copies for folks.
So I think in conclusion, if the Pink House could speak to you, the Pink House would thank you all for being here today, and no doubt the Pink House would say, celebrate. Thanks for being here.